Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Today, we are going to learn one of the beautiful, fascinating sutta from the Sanyutta Nikaya, Salayatana Vagga. Sutta's name is Āsīvisopama Sutta, simile of the vipers. Dear Dhamma friends, our teacher, Supreme Buddha, when he teaches the Dhamma, his teaching is for liberation. When he teaches the Dhamma, his teaching is for freedom. And he is a foremost teacher who can tempt any person without using any weapons. No. Only teaching person can mend. He is a teacher for gods and humans. So this sutta is represent that. The liberation, the freedom, what we seek for. And what is the obstacle in our life, we can see from here in this sutta. It's a beautiful example the sutta Supreme Buddha has given to us, that how our life, that what we call this is me, this is mine, how this person is similar with this Āsīvisopama Sutta. And we're going to learn that. So be mindful, be understandable that what the Supreme Buddha wanted to tell, and learn from this. And try to practice this particular thing in your everyday. And then slowly, slowly we can achieve the fruits of Dhamma. Because what the Supreme Buddha mentioned here, it cannot be achieved in one day or within a short time of period. We have to practice constantly, continuously to achieve this. And Supreme Buddha says, Seyya thapi bhikkhave chattaro asivisa uggateja ghor visa. Supreme Buddha says, bhikkhus, suppose there were 4 vipers of fierce heat and deadly venom. So this entire sutta is, the sutta's name is about vipers. And Supreme Buddha mentioned there are 4 vipers are there who are deadly, poisonous. So if we see, and the vipers are good or bad thing. If they are poisonous, are we going to associate them? No. Supreme Buddha says that Atha puriso agacheya jivita kamo amaritu kamo sukha kamo dukkha patikulo. There person who comes who want to live. Jivita kamo means who want to live. He means he wanted to live for long life. Amritu kamo does not want to die. Sukha kamo, he want to live happily. Dukkha patikulo, he does not like to be in suffering. So such a person, if we see, Supreme Buddha is mentioning for us. No one in this world who wanted to die, everyone wants to live. Amaritu kamo does not want to die. Jivita kamo, everyone wants to live. Does not matter how young or how old this person is. Every person wants to live. Sukha kamo. No one in this world wants to suffer. Everyone delights in happiness. Everyone wish for happiness. Dukkha patikulu. Hate the suffering. So, this person, athapuriso agachaya, this person can be us. This person can be us. What the Supreme Buddha is teaching for. So, this sutta is we can learn as individual being. So, Supreme Buddha is telling me this thing that this person want to live, does not want to die. This person delights in happiness and hate the suffering. So, tamena evam vadayo. So, to this person, this says, imete ambo purisa. Person, look, these four things, chattaro Āsīvisopama, these four vipers are there, very venomous. Kalina kalang gutthape. So, Supreme Buddha is mentioning to this person that these are four kinds of vipers, or four vipers are there who are poisonous, who spread heat, venom. So, what you have to do? You have to take care of them. And what way? Supreme Buddha says, Kalina kalang gutthape. Time to time, you have to wake them up. Kalena kalang nahape. Time to time, you have to bathe them. Kalena kalang bhoje. Time to time, you have to feed them. Kalena kalang samvesatappa. Time to time, you have to give them rest. They need sleep. So, Supreme Buddha is mentioning that the person who wants to live, person wants happiness, the person gives and give the responsibility for these four kind of vipers. Of what? You have to take care of them. No? Supreme Buddha says, if the person is doing in the same way, he's taking care of them. Yadacha khote ambo purisa, but person, you should remember, imesang chatunnang Āsīvisanang, these four kind of vipers, these four vipers who are deadly, anyatarowa uppisati. Time to time, or in a different way, different time, they will be lash out. They will be angry. They will be fierce. No? Tatotam ambo purisa maranangva nigachasi. Then, when they are getting angry, when they lash out, on that time, you maybe die. Maranang nigachasi. You may be die, or maranattangva dukkhang. You may suffer as the death come to you. Or up to dying, you will be suffering in that way. Yang te ambo purisa karaniyang tankaro iti. Now I ask, whatever you want to do, you should. So the person who want to live are going to take responsibility of such a people or such a vipers? No, never. Because doesn't matter how much time he is taking care of them, they are going to bite him. They are. You see that in all the person who likes vipers or snakes, venomous snakes especially, they always tell. I was looking the one of the video on the person who take care of snakes. He has a lot of snakes, and he said, doesn't matter how much time I take care of them, feed and everything, they always bite. They always bite. So he has to keep anti-venom all the time in his room. Every time. He delights in taking care of them. But the snakes, it's their nature to bite. So the Supreme Buddha gave the beautiful simile. He is mentioning that yes, there is a person who wants to live, taking care of another animal who is lashing all the time. It is his nature. What will happen? Purisa karani yantang karo iti. What do you want to do? You should do it. So, Supreme Buddha says, Puriso bhito chatunnang asivisanang. The person who is frightened of this venomous vipers, what he does? Yenava tenava palayeta. He is frightened of them, he is fierce of them, he runs away. He flies, if he runs, does not stay there, does not take care of them. Same thing we do, same thing we do. If someone says, okay, this thing will harm you, what you want to do? We will immediately run. Even now in the Canadian region, there is no snakes or the venomous one. So it does not, you cannot see. But in Sri Lanka or in India, whenever we see the snakes, we run. We don't stay there, At homes, if we find, immediately, most of the time, people try to kill them. Or some of the time, there are, we call Sarpa Mitra, the friends. They come, we call them and they come and they capture them and then they release. But you will see no one want to go near to them. No one. Why? Because everyone knows the snake's bite or snake's venom is very deadly. And then Buddha is saying, this person who wants to live, he has to take care of them. Just not just only, okay, you can release them. No, you have to take care of them. Time to time, you have to bathe. Time to time, you have to wake them up. Time to time, you have to feed them. Time to time, you have to give them rest. And it doesn't matter how much you take care of them. What they will do? They will get angry. And once they get angry, you will be the one who suffers. You will be dying or you will feel the pain or suffering as you are dying. That much severe. And then Buddha gave the choice, what you want to do. So this person who wants to live, he runs away. He flies from there. Palayata. He's running from there. In that time, Supreme Buddha says another thing. Tamene evam vadiyum. Who is wanted to run? Imeko ambo purisa pancha vadaka pachatika pittito anupaddha. Supreme Buddha says, who is running to that person? Ambo Purisa, men, you should remember, there are these 5 kinds of murderous enemies. Pittito anubandha, running behind you, coming behind you. Is this person when he wanted to run? So the chasing, this 5 kind of murderous enemy who want to kill them. Yatevatang basisama. Tateva jivita voro pesamati. As soon as they capture you, as they caught you, you will be dead. So they are running behind you. Yante ambo purisa karani yantang karohiti. What the Supreme Buddha first says, that you have to take care of these venomous snakes and then do whatever you want. So the person, his only choice is to run from them, does not want to take that responsibility. And then when he started to run, Supreme Buddha is mentioning, there are 5 kind of murderous enemies who is following you. If they catch you, what will happen? They will kill you. Now what you want to do? Then now his running will be more faster. Why? Because he cannot take a rest. Because these 5 murderous people, 5 murderous enemies, they are running behind him. They are chasing him. Then Supreme Buddha says, okay, so as this person is running from the snakes, And without taking any space, without taking any gap, without taking rest, he's frightened of this 5 kind of enemies who want to kill him. He's still running from them too. To that person who is now frightened of 2 things. One is from the vipers and one is from the murderous enemies. Someone says to this person again, Ayante Ambo Purisa, hey man, listen this. Chatto Antaracharo Vadako Ukkitasiko Pittito Anubandho. Supreme Buddha says that, remember, now there are 6 murderous, intimate companions who is walking with you or who is associated with you, So this person, this 6 kind of enemies is chasing you. Yatevatang pasisami tateva siro pate samati. So they will kill you immediately. These 6 kind of persons is following. So what happens? So when this person is running from these all things, when this person is running from vipers, when this person is running from the animals, he reached to such a place where then he found the village and he tried to find the shelter from there. He tried to find a shelter to get rid of these snakes, the responsibility of them. He wants to mislead these murderous enemies. And he will go to every home. He goes to one home, then another shop, and another home, and he finds no one is there. Entire thing, everything is empty. Everyone has already fled. Supreme Buddha mentioned this person who want to run from all the enemies who want to kill him. So Paseya Sunyangama, he found the empty village. Yanya Deva Gharang Bhavi Seya Ritta Kanyeva. Every home he finds, it is empty. Paviseya Tucha Kanyeva, Paviseya Sunya Kanyeva, Paviseya. Everywhere he finds out, it is completely empty. No living beings, no humans are there. And Supreme Buddha mentioned that the person who is looking for the shelter means he cannot go and ask help from anyone in that moment. To this person, again another advice is there. Idanyambo Purisa, listen, man. Imang sunyang gamang chora gama gataka pavisanti. There are coming these robbers or dacoits who is going to rob. They are coming to that place and they're going to kill everyone and they're going to steal. And because of them, these people in this village has already fled. Now you are here and these robbers or killers are coming to rob, coming to kill. Now what you want to do? Do it. So who is frightened of vipers? Who is frightened of these 5 murderous enemies? Who is frightened of 6 intimate companions who want to kill him? And then these robbers are coming to this village and they are also going to kill him. What will he do? He will be more frightened. He will be more frightened of them. Supreme Buddha mentioned, he runs from there without stopping. He runs to find a sanctuary. And while running, he found a huge river or stream or the bigger pond that he cannot go around. He has to cross that. He goes to the shore and what he finds out, that In this side of shore where he is standing, it is full with all the dangers he could find. All the dangers he could find. And means there may be the crocodiles, or there means that there may be the any kind of thing who is going to harm. He finds out in this side. But when he is looking another side, he's looking another shore, what he finds? There is a peace, there is a calm, there is no any kind of dangers he sees. What he will do? What he will do? Supreme Buddha mentioned, so paseya mahantang udakannav. He finds the huge amount of water, or the river kind of. Orimang tirang sasankang sappati bayang. In this shore, he finds sasanka sappati bayang, with the fear, a lot of dangerous things. Parimang tirang khemang appati bayang. But to the another side, there is nothing like that. So he finds out how to reach another side. He tried to find, how can I go another side? Nachassa nava santarani. There is no boat. There is no canoe. There is no kayak to give him a crossing. So what he will do? Supreme Buddha mentioned, then he will bring all the things he could find, because he cannot cross that river, cannot cross that water by just a swimming. He needs something, because it's already in this side there is a danger. So he cannot go running into the water, does not know much swimming, and he's bound to drown in there. So what the person will do? He will try to find out something which will be helpful for him to cross over. So he's not a craftsman, he's not a carpenter, he cannot build a proper boat. So what he will do? He will try to find out whatever things can float on the water. He will gather them. He will try to take all the things from different places. Small wood, the rocks, or the branches of different trees. And then he will gather them together, and he will try to tie it up with whatever knot he can find, whatever the rope he can find. And then he will build a smaller raft. And then he will try to go beyond. Try to go beyond. He does not have oar, he does not have that. So he will utilize his hand as it. He will utilize that to go that direction, another shore. And then once he's there, he will be free from all these things. Supreme Buddha says, Yanunahang Tinnakatta Sakha Palasam. So this person, what he will do? Tinna. He will find the grass, the taller grass. Cut whatever the branches, or Sakha Palasam, the branches, the wood, even the leaves he will find. Sankatitva Kullang Banditva. He will gather them, Kullang Banditva, and he will tie them up. And he will put it in the water, Nisaya. Kullang Nisaya, he will put in water and he will climb it there. Hattehi padehi vayamamanu. With his feet and with his hand, he will try to put this water behind. Sothina parangacheya, to be crossed over. Supreme Buddha say, Athakoso bhikkhave puriso. In this way, when this person is gathering in all this wood, branches, and he tied them up and together, and he climbed and he tried to cross over. Tinno paragato. Once he reached to the another shore, He was looking in from this side that there is a sanctuary, there is a freedom, there is a calm, and peace is there. And once Tinno Paragata, once he's there, Thalle Tittito Brahman, now he is completely freed from all these fears. What kind of? First, he is free from 4 vipers. They are not going to cross this. He is free from the 5 murderous enemies. They are not going to chase him after that. There is no 6 kind of murderous intimate companions who want to kill him, who are staying together. There is no bandit, there is no robbers there who is going to harm him. And the danger of another shore is not going to come to these things. So the person who want to live happy life, does not wish to die, delights in happiness, but he does not want to suffer. Such a person, once he is in this side of shore, once he crossed over, he is freed. Supreme Buddha says, that person is called Brahmin. That person is called liberated one. He does not have to fear or frighten of anything. Isn't that the same thing? If someone asks us to do, we will try to do that. We will do the same thing. We will try to run like we do with most of the problems. We do that. We try to solve them, or we try to leave them. We run. We do not want to live in suffering. And that's why Supreme Buddha's teaching is important. So Supreme Buddha says, Upama ko myaya. Supreme Buddha says, I gave this simile to you because I am teaching Dhamma from this simile. What? Remember, Katha Attha Savinyapanaya. Remember the meaning from this. Understand the meaning of this. Supreme Buddha says, this simile is of what? Ayanchet atto chattaro asivisa uggateja goravisa tiko. Supreme Buddha says, what I told you about these 4 venomous vipers who are spreading the heat and the venom. Bhikkave chatunnitan mahabhutanang adivachanam. They are similar to the 4 great elements. Pathvi dhatuya, the element of earth. Apo dhatuya, the element of water. Tejo dhatuya, element of heat. Vayu dhatuya, element of air. These 4 great elements are there. So the Supreme Buddha gave the simile to whom? To the monks, to the person or disciples of him. So now that we have to see the simile of ourselves also. In what way? Supreme Buddha says, time to time you have to wake them up. Time to time you have to bathe them. Time to time you have to feed them. Time to time you have to let them rest. Doesn't that the same thing what we do with these 4 great elements? Every being in this world is made this with great elements. Can anyone say, oh, I do not have the heat element in me? No. Because this body is come in this world with these great elements. So each one of us have these things. What? Everyone we have Pathvi Dhatu. Means earth, the soil in this body. Everyone we have the air in us. What we are breathing, the air in our stomach and everything. We have the heat element. All the things, the digestive system is working because of heat. Once this heat is gone, we feel, we call deadly cold. So the person after that, there is no heat remains. It's cold. So that heat is keeping us alive. Element of water. all the liquid, all the fluids is running in this body. So, does not we have to do these things? We have to wake them up every day. Wake up early in the morning, We put the alarm, We wake them up. Every one of them. Does not matter how much sleepy they are, even we take, I don't want to wake up. Still we have to wake them up. Time to time we have to bathe them. What happened? We don't take the bath. We will stink, Yes, we will stink. So bad odor will come and that will be harmful. Then we have to feed them. This body, these elements is sustaining because of food. So we have to feed them also. And then we have to give them rest also. If we don't do, Supreme Buddha, as he says, even you are doing this, taking care of this, these 4 ways to these vipers, they will get angry. They will lash on you. They will try to bite you. And what will happen? You will die or you will feel the deadly suffering. Isn't that thing same happened with us? That thing happened because of these 4 things, 4 elements. Does not matter how much you take care of your body. The gases in our body, they are harmful. Hunger, that is also give the pain, in Ayurvedic term, we call the Vata, Kapha, and Pitta. These 3 elements is the one who is balancing. So if that happens, we feel a lot of pain. Like time to time we get sick, different kind of sickness falls on us, like a cancer, And if someone is suffering from that, there is only thing that he will die or she will die or this person has to suffer. Radiation is very hard. You may have noticed it's very difficult. This person is taking care of these 4 vipers and still this person is going to die or feel a suffering. Every day when we wake up, we feel hungry. Every day, every evening or night, we feel hungry. So we have to feed them. Imagine, if you don't feed them, what will happen? If we don't take food, what will happen? Okay, one day you will leave. Second day, you will starve a little bit. And within 7 days, we will be dead. Because hunger is also cause for suffering. That is also painful. So the Supreme Buddha says, who want to live happy life, whatever you want to do, you should do it. So the person who is frightened of these vipers will be delighted in this body? Never. Supreme Buddha gave the simile. First he asked, do you want to take care of these deadly vipers? And he said, I want to run it from. I don't want them. But when this comes with our body, what we do? Doesn't matter how deadly these vipers are, I will take care of them. That's the thing we say. That's the thing we do with our body. Because that much attachment we have toward this form. That much. This attachment with them is the causing suffering, as Supreme Buddha mentioned in this sutta. Attachment. So, as the person wants to run from, the noble disciple, the person who has the mind, who understands the suffering, he also runs from this body. He also wants to free from these 4 deadly snakes or 4 deadly vipers. He wants to get rid of these 4 elements. What happened when he's running? Supreme Buddha mentioned, Pancha Vadaka Pachattikati. These 5 murderous enemies is following him. When he wants to run, this enemies is following. Supreme Buddha says the simile is that Panchanetang Upadana Khandhanang Adivachanang. The simile of these 5 murderous enemies is called 5 aggregates of clinging. Pancha Upadana Khanda. Supreme Buddha says these things in the Dukkha Arya Satya, the noble truth of suffering. What he says? In the short, the 5 aggregates of clinging is suffering. So even someone want to run from this body, these 5 enemies is following him. And wherever they capture, they're gonna kill. Supreme Buddha says, what is 5? Rupopadana Khandas, the aggregates of form, Rupa, this form. So whatever the form we take, not only this body, but whatever the form we take in this samsara, that form is also the suffering. Vedana Upadana Khandas, the Vedana Upadana, the feeling aggregates of clinging. Sanyupadana Khanda, identification, that is also suffering. Sankhara Upadana Khanda, the violation formations, and Vijnana Upadana Khanda, consciousness. These 5 aggregates of clinging is suffering. They are following us. They are not going to leave us lightly, because we meet them. We in this body or in ourselves, we have put the GPS kind of thing. Wherever we run, they follow us and they cause the suffering. So Supreme Buddha says that is the simile of that. Then Supreme Buddha mentioned Chatto Antaracharo Vadako Ukkita Sikoti. These 6 enemies who are intimated, who are living with us, who are constantly following us, stays with us. Nandi Raga Setang Adivachanam. Supreme Buddha says, what are those? This Nandi Raga, delight and lust. So all the things internally, whatever these eyes, ear, nose, tongue, this body and mind, these 6 enemies is living with us all the time. And these 6 enemies, what it does? They want to capture delighted things. They want to feel, lustful things, everything, even eyes, ears, nose, tongue, body, mind, everything to take delights in lust. Supreme Buddha says that continuous cycle, want to feel the happiness, want to have that delightedness, Nandi Raga. These 6 internal enemies, not external, internal enemies are there, 6 enemies. They are following, they are constantly coming. Every kingdom needs to be protected from inside. If someone betrayed them, what happened? The kingdom falls. Same thing, this body also, this kingdom also has the same thing. Internal 6 enemies is living with us. Supreme Buddha says those enemies is called Nandi Raga. That is the name he gave. And then Supreme Buddha says, as this person is running from this all things, he finds the village which is completely empty. Completely empty. Still he wanted to find it something there. What he do? Nothing. He cannot find anything. And there are 6 external enemies also. The robbers are also following. Wherever they find, they will capture and slaughter this person. Supreme Buddha says, Sunyo Gameti Ko Bhikkhave, this empty village, because Channetang Ajjatikanang Ayatananang Adivachanam. So this empty house is called this internal 6th sense. Internal, this eyes, ear, completely empty, nothing is there. This eye, if you close the eyes, nothing can arise from that. Like if a person is blind or if someone is deaf, he cannot develop lust or hatred or anything because he is unable to see. So the eyes is empty, ear is empty, nose is empty, tongue is empty, body is empty. Mind is also empty in that way. So this sunya is, nothing is there. You can call it, yes, that is these things. There is a sar. There is something you can find, is nothing is there. Like the Buddha gave the simile, that if someone want to build something and he want to find a good wood, and he goes to the tree of banana and he removes the first layer, second layer, third layer, will he find something there? Nothing. There is no wood inside the banana tree. In the same way, in these eyes, there is nothing. Nothing. Only appears when these enemies, external, chora, gam, ghatika. What the Buddha says, chora, gam, ghatika, thieves, the bandits, the robbers with weapons, who is coming to destroy this village. Supreme Buddha says, Bhikkhave, channetang bahiranang ayatananang adivachana. Those are external sixth sense. External, it means forms, what you see outside. Once you see the forms, then you can see it from the eyes. Whatever you see, what happened? You take delights in that. It is delightful, it's lovely, you've bound the formation, you develop the desire. If it is not, then you feel the suffering. You get angry. You don't want to see. Same goes for the sound. If it is delightful, we want to listen it again and again. If it is not, we get angry. Same goes for odor. If it is beautiful, fragrant, then you want to smell it. That's why we use the perfume. So it can feel ourselves good, and whoever comes close to us, they feel comfortable. We will do the same thing. Taste. If something is bitter, we don't want to eat. We like to delight with tasteful hamburgers, fries. Those are the pizza, delicious food we want. If someone asks, okay, only eat the rice, that's all. No, we want something. That's why this McDonald's, T-Mart, and this huge industry has born. Why? Because external enemies. These are the things he's going to rob us. Supreme Buddha says, this bodily tangibles, the cloth is okay, but we want to find the fine leather, what we want to feel comfortable, You can sleep on simple things also, but we find the beautiful bed or all the physical contact what we need. Those all kind of physical contacts. If it is delightful, the Nandiraga, internal enemy, it is feeding. This outside one is giving food. Once this outside one come to the internal enemies, what happened? We are finished. We have already created new Pancha Upadana Khanda, five aggregates of clinging. We have created again. So they have already killed. The karma has been created. And what the karma's nature? To give result. Result. Suffering, happiness doesn't matter. Result of what? Result of another 4 vipers. Another 4, this deadly, fearsome, venomous viper this formation creates. With the help of these internal and external enemies. That the Supreme Buddha told us. See, beautifully Buddha has mentioned his everything. Beautifully. He did not say, okay, get rid of your body. He did not say, get rid of your this desire toward this body. What he says, this body is similar to this venomous snake, venomous vipers. Now, you should decide what to do. It is not up to anyone else. Not the Supreme Buddha is one to take care of our body, or he can liberate. No. You have to do yourself. He's mentioning that. That thing we have to understand. As we are taking care of this body, we are taking care of 4 deadly venomous vipers. I'm not saying to get rid of them. Giving up desire toward them, that is the necessary thing. For that, what the Supreme Buddha is mentioning here. So this person who is running from this, all the suffering, who is chasing him, all the enemies who is chasing him, what he finds? Maha Udakanna Voti. He finds the huge water, the great river. And Chatunnang Oghanang Adivachanang, Supreme Buddha says, this water represent as this ogre. What the ogre is, what this flood, what this, what is flow of this, what is those? Kamogasa, sensuality, the desire for sensual things, all the desire, the flood of that. Bhavogasa, the flood of existence. Dittogasa, the flood of views. And then Avijogasa, the flood of ignorance. This 4 faster running, strongly flows there. Those are the stopping this person in this shore. Isn't that the same thing what we are desiring? Isn't this these 4 things is stopping us from crossing over? It is. Whole time, this world, just look at this entire world. Where we began and where we have come. Only reason if you want to give, it is this kamogasa, the sensual desire, the formation of sensual things, what we needed in this everyday life. Taking delight in these sensual things. We are finding, searching everything we do in our life to find out this sensual things, sensual desire, the pleasure. And for that, we are running constantly. And what kind of desire we have? If suffering we find in this life today, and what we desire for? Oh, in this world, in this life, I have suffered a lot. My next life, I don't want to suffer. So even living in this life, in this suffering, what desire we have? So the next life, I want to exist without this. So the desire for existence is there. Talk with people and you say to them who does not know the Dhamma, I can give the medicine that you will never exist in anywhere. Oh, I don't want to. I want to live. And that's why every religion has these things. No one explains, no one expresses about liberation. Everyone, what they see? You die here and you go to the eternal heaven. Eternal. Eternal one. No one says the liberation. No one says anything. Everyone mentioned eternal existence. Why? Because we are delighted to be exist. Talk with people. This suffering will follow you everywhere. Doesn't matter if you go to the heavenly world. There will also you will suffer, and that will be for a short time of period. You have to fall back. You have to go to the hell. You have to suffer there also. You still want to be exist? And this person's answer will be yes. Why? Because that much desire, that much we are willing to be exist, doesn't matter where. They just want to exist. And that's why this all the religion is mentioned about this. Even in Hinduism, it says, they use the word called liberation, and still there is a liberation in what way? That your soul, which is permanent one, will go and attach with the eternal being or the almighty creator. Your soul will attach with him. In a way, you will be exist in him. And that is also the desire of existence. Buddha was the only person who says, no. Liberation, it means going away from existence. That we have to understand. Because wherever we exist, we still hold these four great elements. Wherever we exist, we are beloved, these four deadly vipers. And we have to take care of them. Simple thing. If we run, this all, the chain entirely follow. Supreme Buddha says, these four kind of flood, the four water, the streams, which is stopping you. If someone really want to go beyond, what they have to do? They have to find the place, they have to find something to cross over. Supreme Buddha says, Orimang tirang sasankang sappati bhayantiko bhikkave sakkayasritang adivachanam. This thing, this side of shore, what we find a danger and deadly with the fear, it's called sakkaya. This is me, this is myself. That thing, what we are holding, this is me. This four oga, the calm oga, bhava oga, ditta oga, avijja oga, it is exist because the view of me, mine, myself. Parimang tirang khemang appati bhayanti ko bhikkave nibbana setang adivachana. The another side of the river, another side of this water, that is called simile of enlightenment, nibbana, arhathood. Because there is no fear. Khema, appati bhaya, khema, there is no anything to be feared, frightened of. Completely liberation. That is the simile. Supreme Buddha says, Kullantiko bhikkave aryasetan attangikan maggas adivachanam seyatita. Supreme Buddha says, what the raft or the boat you wanted to make, that one boat, that raft is called Noble Eightfold Path. As he gathered all these things, what he gathered? He gathered the straws, the grass, he gathered wood, he gathered the branches, he gathered the leaves. And what he did? He made the raft to cross over. Such a way, this eightfold path, 8 different things, once they come together, this becomes complete path. That rafter is Supreme Buddha says, it is Aryashtangic Marga, Noble Eightfold Path. So it goes Samma Ditti, Samma Sankappa, up to Samma Samadhi, with the right view, right intention, up to right mindfulness, right concentration. This is the raft that Supreme Buddha mentioned. And then Supreme Buddha says, Tassa hattehi cha padehi cha vayamotiko bhikkave viryaramba setam adivachanam. What he is doing with his hands to cross over, that energy, Supreme Buddha says, viryaramba, that is taking effort, energy aroused to cross over. What happened? In the middle of the river, he stopped to doing this. The flood, what the river is running fast, it will drown him. It will take him back. It will throw him again to the shore. And he has to suffer. So Viryarambha, it is that once you take the effort to start to do something, you should strive up to it finished. That is called, Supreme Buddha says, as this person is taking effort to cross over, utilizing his hands and feet, swimming in that way with this raft, that is called Viryarambha, taking effort or first step toward enlightenment, to following this noble eightfold path, following the teaching of Supreme Buddha. Supreme Buddha says, once he do that thing, inno paragato thale tithiti brahmanoti. Once this person is crossed and become the Brahmin, or complete one who does not have any suffering, such a person, Supreme Buddha says, this he used the Brahmanoti word for Arhato. Etang ajti vachananti. This word he used for the Brahmin is for the enlightened monk, enlightened person. He does not have to be feared of 4 deadly vipers because he is enlightened. Once the person is become enlightened, there is no 5 murderous enemies is following him anymore. There is no intimate 6 enemies inside. He has already boycotted them. If he has finished them, he has left them. So there is no robbers, there is no deceit will follow him, though no external enemies is following. He has already crossed this flood of sensuality, desire, flood of existence, flood of views and ignorance. He has already crossed. Now he's enlightened. Now he's liberated. Now he's freed. There is nothing can stop him. He is already completely free. That we have to understand. Supreme Buddha gave this simile. If some Supreme Buddha has simply mentioned, okay, get rid of desire of your body, then it will be difficult for us. Why? Because everyone takes delights in it. So the Buddha gave the simile. As taking care of deadly vipers, he is taking care of this body. It is this Dhamma is for wise people. This Dhamma is for the people who understands it, not for the foolish. So someone understands the meaning, what he will do. He will try to be conscious. He will try to keep it down. If someone understands the fire burns, it's not good to play with it, then the person becomes more conscious. He does not play with that. He only utilizes for the purpose of cooking and everything. Same way this one is also dangerous. So we should utilize it only up to crossing this river, and that's all. So understand the meaning. Beautifully, Supreme Buddha has given this simile. And if you investigate in yourself, if we investigate in ourselves, definitely we will going to look at the true nature, true meaning of it. Supreme Buddha has mentioned in the first way, investigate in yourself. This simile, what I am giving, understand them. That thing Supreme Buddha says, Opama kyo myaya, arthassa vinyapanaya. Understand the meaning, what I have put in this simile. Supreme Buddha mentioned that. So as a disciple, as we went refuge to Triple Jam, it is our duty, or we are bound to the words of Supreme Buddha. So investigate ourselves. Are these dangers is already following us or not? Once we are aware of this, then we will be running toward liberation. So remember that. Remember this beautiful sutta. Study it well. Read for a couple of times and enjoy. Enjoy the fascinating, beautiful teaching of Supreme Buddha. I think even if you read this sutta for many, many times, you will never get bored. It never be enough. That much beautiful this sutta is. So learn, investigate, and make the proper review. Strive hard to cross this flood. Utilize this raft of Noble Eightfold Path and become a Brahmin, what the Supreme Buddha is explaining in this word. So may this sutta be helpful for you. May this sutta be helpful for all of us to understand the true meaning of Supreme Buddha's words, and we may strive to attain the liberation. May this sutta be helpful for us to realize the Four Noble Truths in this Gautama Buddha dispensation. Sadhu.
Sadhu.